Hi guys, Chantal here from Grounded Mind. How are you all doing today? I feel like I haven't seen you guys for a bit. Life's been busy with work, personal things, just day to day things, activities that happen, as well as speaking to you guys, coaching sessions, which are just lovely speaking with you all and learning and helping you to heal on your healing journey. And so yes, I needed to leave a video today. I wanted to talk about the kind of process to healing, the stages of healing and what that looks like. And so everyone who speaks to me will know that I always do this. Healing is like this simplicity. Healing, mind body healing, is like this. And when you get to the place of you've rewired your brain and you feel great and you're back to normal again, it looks like this. So what I'm trying to illustrate there is while you're kind of learning how to heal yourself, how to react and respond differently, how to understand your symptoms, how to feel the fear and do it anyway. Through that stage of healing, you will almost create your own evidence along the way. You build up a picture of, oh, that seems to have dissipated. That works for me. And then you'll get to a point where you might be doing what works for you too much, and you might think, oh, actually, my nervous system thinks something's wrong, which is why my symptoms are there. So let me just kind of look at this a bit differently and maybe just start living life and remembering what I know without applying it too much. And then it's what works for you. So what I do is I present you with the tools, and what you do is you use those tools, and then with the evidence that you have, you carry on. That's what I did. That's what a lot of mind body people who speak about mind body healing have done. And so even, for example, I went to Scotland a couple of days ago with work, and I was on the train, a good 4-hour journey on the train, absolutely fine. But one of the things that kind of happened is that my ear got a bit blocked. And I thought to myself, oh, okay, my ear's blocked. And while I was sitting there, I didn't try to unblock it, or when you can kind of pop your ears and it kind of unblocks. I just kind of left it there. And I just felt what that blockage felt like. And then as I was doing that, it just popped itself. It's popped itself. And it did that because whatever made that happen, and it wasn't because I was on the train in the air in there, whatever, it's because of the fears that used to be attached to travelling when I had VM quite bad and I flew and and so that came back. And so my old neurons, some of them are vaguely there. And so sometimes in a moment where I know in the past this would have been an issue, it tries to peak, but I know how to respond. So I don't respond with, oh my gosh, what's going on? It's going to turn into tinnitus, and then after that, I'm going to feel a bit dizzy. That's what used to happen. That was my old pattern. So what I did in that instance was I let it happen. And that's also happened with the onset of vertigo. If I've had a really stressful day, and I know I've done too much just for a human being at the age of 40 plus, I know that in the past I would have been spinning. And so that is a memory that my brain is attached to. It's weakened. It's really, really weak, obviously. But if I feel a bit of a kind of, I suppose, how do I explain the sensation? It's like the room's turning a bit. What I do is I fall into that. And so I'll feel what that feels like, and I'll take a deep breath. And because obviously I've been doing a lot, if I'm feeling my shoulders and I take a deep breath, I can feel them drop, because I know that I have done a lot. And then I'll feel what that sensation feels like, and actually probably just fall with it and go with it and breathe into it, and then it dissipates. And I have got that, I was going to say skill, I have that knowledge because I have rewired my brain. So safety is what I am now, is my like kind of my solution, and my escape through these things are safety. My response is safety. And that resilience in those moments has really helped my brain rewire. And so what would have been an hour, a day, a week, weeks of having symptoms turns into literally being a minute. And that's very rarely. That's in a heightened, and not all heightened situations, into some heightened situations. And so, but I can still sit here now and say that I am better because my mindset is different, and I have no chronic vestibular migraine. I don't have chronic tinnitus. I don't have chronic vertigo. I don't have chronic brain fog. And so I wanted to share that just to show you that the healing process is all to do with your state of mind, your mindset. If you can't change your mindset, if you're continuously living in this fearful mindset, then you will continuously have symptoms. And I know that someone will be saying, oh, well, how, if I'm going through this and that, I'm constantly scared. But then if you're constantly scared, you're constantly going to have symptoms, because that's why your symptoms are there, because you are scared. So how do you stop the anxiety? How do you stop the scared brain? How do you change the cycle? How do you do that? And so it's all about safety. Somatic tracking helps you to listen to your symptoms. It takes you out of the fear and panic mode into visualizing your symptoms in front of you and seeing them for what they are, and not judging them, and describing them, explaining them. And in those moments of calm and relaxation, you can actually feel your symptoms dissipate, or if you don't feel them dissipate, that's fine, but you've actually not judged them. So what you've done then is you've built a new one, which is saying safety for that, rather than fear for that. And when it's the fear for that, it just gets stronger. When it's the safety, when you revisit, or when it comes again, your brain will remember that you've created safety there. But you can only do that by continuing to look at your symptoms differently. And also the fears you have, like I know, for example, I had to interview someone a couple of days ago, and before that interview, I'm interviewing that person, I'm feeling anxious. But I was like, okay, yes, I feel anxious, great. Went into the interview and smashed it. I didn't interview, I was interviewing somebody. And as you ask the questions, that fear that you have, it goes. It's because it's the same sensation you get when something bad happens and you're anxious, or something good happens and you're anxious. But being scared of that and stopping it and blocking it and avoiding it, you're not facing it. When you face it, you've actually told yourself that you can do it. So when you go to do it again, it gets easier and easier and easier. So we put these walls up because we're so fearful, scared and anxious. And all that is doing is saying to the brain, I am scared, something is wrong. And your brain does its job. It kicks in and tries to protect you by sending those symptoms to you, to kind of, show you that it's trying to protect you. And so what do we do with that? We have to create safety. If we're not creating safety, and we're actually, fueling off those symptoms and feeling scared of the symptom, you're scared of you're anxious about a situation, then you're actually scared of the symptom. So it's just all around scared, and it's just not good for our mental state. It's not good for our futures. It's not good for, put the symptoms to one side. It's just not good for living anyway. And so I just wanted to share that healing is not linear. It's gradual, and setbacks happen, but it's how we respond to them that make the setbacks less and less and less. And then when we have got to a place where we feel different because our mindset is changed, we can handle little bumps because it's not hard. You have retrained your brain. You have done the hard work. You've done that. And so you will see a change and you will be a new you because you'll have a new mindset. I hope this makes sense. And I hope it helps somebody today. And yes, if not, shout out, comment below, but share this video, get in touch, let's have a chat and have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.